What's up?
All right. Not much. So yeah, I mean, I originally saw your video where you're calling out to ex-vegans, and
Yeah,
I looked over some of your videos and I was just like, man, I other people need to know about this because it's fucking ridiculous.
yeah. Okay. What's your name or nickname?
So I guess just to remain a little bit more anonymous, it's I'll just go by Runa for this.
Okay, Bruno. All right. Anything else you want to say about yourself?
Um, Not much. I mean, I just want to speak from personal experience, but I have some things out there, and I just don't want to get them mixed up, with some opinions because I know how crazy some of the vegans can be whenever you leave the vegan community.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah. You want to start at the beginning, how you got into it and when?
Uh, yeah. So I think like I mean I'd always been into nutrition, but it was like so it was about a year and a half, 2 years ago, I got into veganism just through, I think it was watching one of those stupid documentaries, those animal slaughterhouse videos um, and then looking into just some of the nutrition science that they put out there. And, it's so fucked because it's all over the place whenever you actually look at it. But I got sucked in and, started to like basically immediately went into trying to be a vegan. And, at first it was like, okay, I'm getting some type of results here. It wasn't so bad at first, but after like about a month or two, it just like went all downhill from there. And then I started trying all the different diets, the low fat, high carb, raw till four, even that one clown, Dr. Gregor,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
his crap. His diet's supposed to be perfect on paper, but whenever I was eating it, I felt like absolute shit. So,
Yeah. Like
and
when was
yeah,
this?
just so it was about a year and a half ago,
Okay.
and I was vegan for about a year, and then I couldn't do it anymore. I felt so fucked up from that. I mean, my digestion, like I was so constipated from all that fiber, I couldn't take a shit half the time.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, and then I got back into slowly eating eggs and fish and stuff again, and like started to feel better, but still felt kind of crappy on that higher carb diet, and then just eventually went more towards like a really heavy, meat based, fat based diet, and it was that was a game changer for me.
Yeah. Did you take any supplements, pills?
As a vegan,
Yeah, in the 1 year?
yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
So I had to, so definitely had to take B12,
Okay.
and it didn't, to me, that didn't even do shit. It didn't feel like it did anything.
Yeah.
And then of course the omega-3 supplement from algae, because flax oil is crap. Uh, Flax seeds are crap. They just make you feel like shit. And then those omega-3 algae pills just feel like they're so full of crap. They're not even normal. How would a human ever eat algae? Or we just like gather up pond scum and extract some oil out of it. Yeah, that seems like a natural way to get our omega-3s. And there were some other things where it just felt like low energy, so I was taking all these different herbal supplements and stuff like that, and most of them didn't do shit because it was the diet.
Hmm. Did you believe that killing animals is wrong or anything like that, or was it all about health?
Oh yeah, at the beginning I was brainwashed into thinking that killing animals was wrong, and then
Oh,
I went kind of hardcore on that aspect, really hardcore. Just like you know, I would talk to people about it. I became one of those vegan evangelists. It was so stupid. I mean, I would post on Facebook about it. I would listen to all the videos and all these vegan YouTubers and everything like that. And then eventually down the line, just months and months later, I started to really think about how, there's no way that we can exist without killing something. Doesn't matter what it is. In order for us to eat, we all have to kill something. And, some of the stupidest arguments that vegans come up with, like speciesism. And it's just like we're all going to be speciesists no matter what. Even vegans who claim that they're not speciesists are always going to be that way.
Right.
Just because it's so stupid. Whenever you actually logically think it out, it's all those arguments are just retarded.
Any other health problems, or was it essentially the constipation that made you stop?
Oh no, I mean it was like low energy, low sex drive. I couldn't really work out anymore, and I'm really big into calisthenics. Doing a lot of like gymnastics and whatnot, and it eventually got to the point to where I didn't feel like I have any strength left, and all I could do was run and do endurance activities, just because that's all the carbs could do. But I couldn't, I didn't have any strength to actually do anything. I mean, I could still do some stuff, but I started regressing slowly but surely. I was just constantly regressing on that diet. And another one of the big ones that I found was I got muscle cramps really bad. No matter how well hydrated I thought that I was, no matter how much minerals I put in my water, no matter how much I salted my food or didn't salt or whatever, I got these really bad muscle cramps from, almost nothing. I could just pick something up and my arm would start cramping. And I kind of figured out later on down the line, that's a big symptom of taurine deficiency.
Right.
And, you can't get taurine from plants.
Yeah.
And so...
Anything else health-wise?
There was definitely a lot of brain fog. Started to get, kind of like depression, anxiety issues. I had kind of like low motivation to do anything. There were things that I wanted to start doing for like the longest time, and I just couldn't ever. I didn't ever have the motivation to do it. Not only that, I didn't have the energy to do it half the time. If I went and worked 8 hours and came home and I needed to work on something else, it wasn't going to happen.
Right. And what did you eat, just in case some vegans want to say that you did it wrong?
Okay, so, look at breakfast. It might be oatmeal, with maybe some of the like vegan protein powder, peanut butter and almond butter, berries, and then at lunch, a bunch of green vegetables with beans and rice or potatoes, add some nuts and seeds in there, trying to get all the omega-3s from flax and, trying to get my protein up there by eating, shitloads of legumes and eating just tons and tons of fruit and carbs and grains and everything like that. And it was all whole foods. It was one of those whole food plant-based diets.
Right.
And I was just like, how is this healthy whenever I feel so shitty?
Yeah. So you did everything right.
Yeah, according to them, I did
According to
everything
them.
right. Yeah, and I tried several different times. I switched, into that raw till 4 type thing at one point, and that was really short lived. I felt like crap. I also broke out in the worst acne of my life on this diet. Yeah, like as bad as whenever I was a teenager. Just from I'm pretty sure it was from all the sugar. Right. Just all that sugar, just, fucking up my skin. So.
Did you have any vegan friends or some kind of community or?
Yeah, so I got involved in this vegan community around where I lived at the time, and these people were just fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Like a lot of them, not only that, it seemed like a lot of them had some sort of, I don't know, I'm going to say mental illness in a sense. Either they were like depressed. They had anxiety. They just seemed like off the wall, like really off the wall. And then, they were either really, really skinny looking. I mean, like malnourished, skinny looking, or they were just like fat and doughy from eating so much processed crap.
Yeah.
And during that whole time, I only ever knew one other fit vegan besides myself at the time. And, she was nuts. I mean, and she wasn't even that she wasn't that fit either. I mean, she was somewhat fit, but she still looked malnourished and, had this really fucked up mental disorder type of thinking. And I was just, that's got to be some type of fat deficiency, especially omega-3s.
Yeah.
But.
And which YouTubers did you watch?
Oh, God. So guys like Vegan Gains, and I know that you'd had a debate with him. I haven't watched it yet, but I was looking forward to that.
Okay.
And then, people like John Venus, who, whenever you look at him, you're just like, there's no way this dude is not on steroids.
Right.
How, like, I just don't understand how someone gets that muscular and strong eating nothing but fucking plants and, protein powders and shit, and just taking a shitload of pills, supplements, because his diet isn't natural. But, and then, I mean, there were some others, like I had at one point watched a little bit of, people like Durian Rider and Freely, all the really wacky, sickly, malnourished looking people.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I don't know why, I thought it was a good idea to listen to him at the time. I guess that's how the vegan brainwashing works.
Yeah, okay. Anything else you want to add? Anything that
I don't know.
some kind of experience? Anything special in that 1 year?
Just overall feeling like complete crap, and the effects of just like eating meat has been so profound. Going back to it, because before I went vegan, I ate a decent amount of meat, and I was kind of more. I ate a lot more dairy and eggs just because they were cheaper, and it was just spending too much money on meat essentially, and then I went off of it for so long and then had all those negative health effects, and then going back to it, and then now making my diet more centered around meat and just various like fats, low toxicity fats. I'm not talking about eating lots of nuts and seeds, but things like ghee, butter, and maybe even some coconut butter, just because that's it's a little bit more affordable for me right now. Yeah. But yeah, I mean it's profound, and even like chronic allergies that I've had have cleared up.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean I used to eat shitloads of oatmeal, for example, and that used to just, I don't know why I kept eating it for so long. It would wreck my stomach. It would wreck, if if I go to take a shit, it's like, it felt like my intestines were just cramping up to get it out as fast as possible. But on this diet, it's just like, everything just goes through so smoothly. The digestion is, perfect. And I don't feel like crap after meals. I feel really nice and steady. And, I don't have those highs and lows of just eating crap loads of, plant foods and carbs and, all the inflammation from, loading up on nuts and seeds, which I think is one of those things that people do whenever they try to get into a high fat diet. They eat way too many nuts and seeds instead of, eating animal fats and things like that, and fish oils, that'll actually, keep you from being so inflamed, because those nuts and seeds have so much crap in them. All the phytic acid and, all the rancid oils that will just fuck your body up.
Yeah, I just recently talked to a vegan and he said, "What's an anti-nutrient? I've never heard of it."
Oh my God, yeah. And I mean, yeah, I felt so bad whenever I was doing that, and I know that some of it had to do with the anti nutrients, and just and I think one of the other big things that has really changed a lot for me is eating liver, eating a lot of beef liver.
Hmm.
Just I haven't gotten into eating it full on like raw, but I only cook it on each side for a few seconds, just get the outside cooked, and it's practically raw in the middle.
Hmm.
And eating that has been so amazing, for my health.
Yeah.
Like a lot clearer skin. Like I just feel so much better, and I think that's those fat soluble vitamins that I was missing out on. It's like expecting to eat carrots or sweet potatoes and get vitamin A is silly. It's fucking silly.
All right. If you don't want to add anything else,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know unless you got any other questions for
no, that's
me.
pretty much it. Just the story of how you began, how it ended. That's all.
All right, man.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Yeah, thanks for interviewing me.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Take care.